Hi, my name is Michael Cody, and I am the artistic producer of Hashtag Enough Plays to End Gun Violence, and I am so grateful that you're joining us for this extraordinary event. In the fall, we called on teens to write short plays that confront the issue of gun violence, and the bold and vital stories that you're about to witness by 8 courageous young writers were selected out of 149 submissions across 27 states, and so I am honored to be able to bring them to you. And thank you so much to our sponsors for their dedicated support of our project. Change the Ref, the Dramatists Guild of America, Playscripts and Broadway Licensing, and Team Enough. And now 2 special messages for our nationwide reading.
I'm Dominique Mariso, playwright and activist, and I am here to support the hashtag Enough Playwrights, and doing what we do best as writers, which is take a stand, make our voices count, make our stories shake up the earth and move mountains, and demand for justice and for a better society for all of us. As a playwright myself, it is imperative to me that my art be a tool of liberation for people who have been harmed and oppressed, and that it be a weapon against systems that try to be corrupt or do harm and do oppression upon others. And so I am supporting these writers and their work because I know the power of storytelling. I know the power of theater and the power of arts to unify us, to help us see the humanity, remind us of our humanity when we've been stripped of that socially, and to always decry justice, because at the core of every activist movement, of every rallying cry, of every legislation that gets passed, at the core of that are the people who are going to be impacted by that legislation. And our job as artists is to remind all of these legislators, to remind the organizations and the institutions out there that there are people behind every decision that you make. And so storytellers unite, remind us of our humanity, tell your stories, and hashtag enough.
Hi, it's Brian Cranston. I'm in a theater, as you can see. And it's very exciting for me. I'm doing a play in Los Angeles at the Geffen Theater, kind of like the theater that you will be presenting your work to. And I just wanted to deliver a little message to you, to welcome you to the 2nd annual nationwide reading for Hashtag Enough Plays to End Gun Violence. You are one of more than 50 communities from New York to Portland, Chicago to Orlando, Atlanta to Milwaukee, who are listening to the voices of our young people as they say, enough is enough. So thank you for joining this cross-country effort. When the NRA succeeded in blocking President Lyndon Johnson's legislation on gun control, which would have included national registration for all guns, he said, quote, "The voices that blocked these safeguards were not the voices of an aroused nation. They were the voices of a powerful lobby, a gun lobby, that has prevailed for the moment in an election year. And those of us who are really concerned about crime must somehow, someday, make our voices felt." These plays and these readings are meant to arouse a nation, and it's up to all of us to hear them and to make these voices felt, not just in Washington, but here in our own communities, in our own schools, in our own homes. These are voices demanding our attention on the behalf of too many voices that have been silenced by guns. These are voices that can change us if we commit to listening and to acting and to refusing to be silent. To the 8 remarkable Hashtag Enough playwrights whose words we are hearing and honoring at this reading, Mackenzie, Ariana, Willa, Anya, Taylor, Tane, Cameron, and Wynn, thank you for your voices, your insight, your courage, and your passion. Through your plays, you are not only showing what can happen when art and activism collide, you are also fulfilling the virtual central role that young people play in the story of our nation. You are the generation of empathy, equity, and justice. You are what comes next, and we are fortunate to follow your lead as we envision a better future together. Together, we hear you. Together, we say enough. Congratulations to all of you.
Hashtag Enough is a story with 3 acts. Act 1 is writing the plays. Act 2 is presenting the plays. And Act 3 is what comes after the plays. It's about action. It's about what you do next. You see, theater has always been the place where we can change the world one room at a time, where we rehearse the future that we want to create. And our young people, they're ready to show us the way. So thank you. Thank you for not only being here and for listening, but thank you for all the work to come. And here's just a little glimpse of the larger movement that you're a part of.
Seattle, Washington.
Born in Brooklyn, raised in Harlem. That's all I have to say.
Angry, informed, inspired,
reflective,
Outraged, moved, hopeful,
uncomfortable,
Activated.
I grew up in a community where gun violence is the norm.
It's been shootings as long as I can remember.
With my oldest going into school, I want this to be something that I don't have to worry about.
I believe in the power of theater to transform communities.
It's a chance to put art and activism together.
because it's time for something to change.
Enough!
Enough.
Hit the steady is the motto.
Why have we made this part of our history? When did it get so hard to just breathe? Don't look away.
Welcome to America! Land of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
I've always wanted to watch the sunrise on a beach.
Oh, that's lovely.
I'm going to work in my community and make it better.
Oh, that's good.
I want to take up a new hobby. Do something artistic in my spare time.
I want to see my nephew turn the tassel on his graduation cap.
I dream to see my daughter grow up, but not too quickly.
I want to be a poet and make my mama proud.
I've got a crush on a senior who plays basketball. I hope he asks me to prom.
I want to start a family. Have all sorts of traditions, like huge Christmas dinners with the whole extended family.
Oh, that's good. Look at this. Hopes, dreams. What could be more American than dreaming? Welcome to America, where every 15 minutes a person is killed with a gun. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but as time, that is so often my job. In 15 minutes, someone's dreams will never come true. It could be one of them, it could be you. Don't shoot the messenger. You've heard the statistics, but you've been talking statistics for years, and where has that gotten things? So stop talking statistics and start talking stories. The clock is ticking. Rehearsal by Willa Colleray.
Okay, let's begin. Can you tell me your name?
Lourdes.
And where do you go to school, Lourdes?
I go to the Dana Preparatory.
Would you tell me a little bit about your school, please?
Okay, it's in Malibu, little private school, very exclusive. The campus is beautiful old Spanish bungalows and eucalyptus trees.
And it's expensive.
Yes, it's very costly.
Is it a good school, in your opinion?
I would say it is. Everyone is really nice most of the time, so.
Like someone Prince.
Prince? Okay, Prince, and how would you describe the name?
Well, let me see. There's only like 300 people at the whole school, so that's around 80 our grade, right?
Do you like having that few people around?
Yeah, I like it. It's what I'm used to, so.
And what do you think of Miss Murphy?
Like on Prince and Lourdes.
Miss
Miss
Murphy?
Murphy?
Yes.
Oh,
What?
nothing. It's just okay. I didn't know that that's what today was about.
Do you have anything to say about her? Anything that comes to mind?
On Willem.
Willem Davies?
You're Willem Davies?
Yes. Is that a bad thing?
No.
On Gabriel.
My name's Gabriel. I'm 18.
It says here that you refer to the events of the summer as rehearsal?
Yeah.
On Gabriel, Lourdes, Prince.
Rehearsal.
Gabriel.
How did that title come about?
I think Miss Murphy started saying it. Like, okay, folks, we can stay for rehearsal. And yeah, that was it. That's how it came about.
And what did you think about it when she started calling it that?
I didn't really think about it at all.
Lourdes.
When did it start?
It was summer session, so the school was at half capacity, or even less. Our grade wasn't big to begin with, so during summer session there were around maybe 30 people, 5 or so to the class.
Do you have any recollection about who had the idea?
I don't really remember.
And what about Willem?
What about him?
When was he selected?
Probably the second week.
Miss Murphy.
There were a lot of incidents in the area at the time. I think people don't actually know the toll it takes on kids their age. It takes quite a toll. And you know, I promote problem solving in my class. We are problem solvers at Ladena.
And Willem?
Willem Davies is a very promising, kind, good young man.
He looks the part.
There was gosh, what would you call it? A staff, maybe a short hiking staff in Mr. McKinley's room that was splintered and all duct taped and about the correct weight, I believe. So we used that.
Lourdes.
It was every Friday.
Every week?
Yes, after school for a couple of hours.
Miss Murphy.
So, Miss Murphy, I just wanted to know. You said earlier that Willem had a different set of instructions from the rest of the group.
Yes, he did.
Can you tell me what exactly everyone was doing?
Sure.
Gabriel.
My parents work in security. Their business is all about staging break-ins and what a criminal did this or that, so it's not completely foreign to me.
Miss Murphy.
Okay, well, I don't know how familiar you are with the layout of Ladena, but it's a very small school, and we're in one of the smallest structures on campus atop this kind of wooded slope, right? It has 2 classrooms in this one bungalow, a small corridor between them, so Willem approaches from the east and fires a few shots in the air when he's outside the eastern entrance. Then he enters the first classroom, shoots Prince, crosses the corridor, shoots Gabriel, who's standing guard outside the second classroom, kind of a martyr figure, if you will. It's during this time that Lourdes, have you met Lourdes? It's during this time that Lourdes hides in the supply closet in the second classroom. So he peeks in there, doesn't see anyone, and he leaves.
What happens then?
Then he
I
turns
turned
the gun on
myself.
Miss Murphy.
Did you come up with that?
It wasn't hard to. You'll find that there's almost an archetype for this now.
Lourdes.
What do your parents think about this, Lourdes?
Excuse me?
Your mom and dad, what do they think about rehearsal?
Miss Murphy.
Of everyone at Ladena, everyone in my class, I think Lourdes probably needs rehearsal the most.
Why?
She's different from everyone else.
Prince.
Then there's SWAT team recovery.
Who's the SWAT team?
Miss Murphy is the SWAT team.
She participates.
Yeah, that part developed later on.
Miss Murphy.
We can do it a few times a Friday. Usually I help them out with logistics sometimes.
You do it more than once a day?
Well, it doesn't take very long, does it? A space that small and a weapon like that? It doesn't take more than a few minutes. We rehearse maybe 20 times a Friday.
Did you say you give notes?
I'm sure the superintendent knows the anxiety these kids are going through. The constant anxiety, even if it's below the surface, even if it's subtle, implied. They need to get it out. They need to get it out.
I always think that.
Lourdes.
Like how?
Like, you enter a room and you just think, is that cabinet big enough to fit me?
Friends.
My parents are new money, right? My dad's an entrepreneur. He and my mom came up together. They have a lot of money, like a lot of money. So they sent me, moved out of a bad neighborhood, sent me to this school, private school, private school, private school, all my life. And then Marta Vista and Brentwood got shut up.
And you went there?
No, but I could have gone there. I mean, my parents picked Ladena because it's a half-mile closer to our house. That's the only reason. So, yeah, I didn't, but I could have. You have to wonder, when something like that happens, what's all our money for?
Gabriel.
Do you have some kind of opinion on the role you play in rehearsal?
I like it.
You do?
Yes, I like it a lot. I feel like Miss Murphy is the kind of person who's, what do you call it? She's, that one word. Intuitive.
Why do you say that?
I feel like my part makes sense for me. I like to think if something really were to happen, I would be brave like that. I feel like, I don't know, the way our times are, I don't feel like there are opportunities to be brave like that, you know? This is like the only way.
Friends.
Sometimes my mom would stop by on Fridays and park outside the school. She knew what we were doing, and she'd just sit there and cry, just cry.
Miss Murphy.
There are these big, heavy doors at the back of the hall. They take a full 3 seconds to open, and they're really loud. You wouldn't want to use them during a shooting, and there's chicken wire on the windows.
Miss Murphy, Lourdes.
That's why it makes sense that no one can make it out.
Lourdes.
What do you think about your part in the whole sequence?
Did I survive?
How does that make you feel? That you're the only survivor? Do you think it upsets you?
No, it makes sense. Someone has to survive, or it's just not the same.
Did you ever feel scared, Lourdes?
No, we did it so many times. The same thing happened every time.
Miss Murphy says that sometimes she carried you out as the SWAT team.
Yes, she did sometimes. She'd enter through the west entrance and walk to me and hoist me over the ground, drag me by my armpits, and lay me down on her table.
Miss Murphy.
They're all so committed to it. They want to be doing it just as much as I do, and I know how some people at the district may ask about it, but it really doesn't distract them from their schoolwork. I think it helps, actually.
What do you teach?
History, mostly.
Willem.
Do you feel that the process of this rehearsal has affected you outside of the school in any way?
Nah, not really. No. Weird dreams, but I've always been a weird dreamer.
Weird dreams? Anything concerning?
I wouldn't say concerning exactly. Everyone has nightmares. Apparently, most dreams we have are nightmares. Apparently, dreams themselves are mostly just expressions of anxiety. I did have one that shook me up a little bit. I was on an iceberg somewhere. I think I was a penguin. Anyway, the other penguins around me were clustering, and I just knew, the way you know things in dreams, that we had to dive into the water. We were just supposed to. And the water was green. I remember that. We sort of jostled each other to get one of us to be the first to jump, and finally, we got this one penguin, a smaller one, probably a runt. We got him to jump in. We pushed him off, basically, and immediately the water went red. But then, the thing is, we can smell the blood. It's acrid, really disgusting. We smell it. We know what it means. But we keep pushing each other into the water anyway, one after another. We don't walk away. We don't see the shark or even movement under the water. Just explosions of blood. And really, it was the smell of it. I felt weird when I woke up. And then I remembered that at the end of the week, I would come to school and do this. And I felt better. Better.
All but Miss Murphy.
Relieved.
Gabriel.
Feels like a dance. I get up, I stand in front of the door, I get shots, I fall forward. The way me and Willem move around each other is like a dance. Does that make any sense?
Miss Murphy.
Why is Lourdes the one that survives?
Someone had to. That much was clear, I think. When it came down to deciding who, well, to be honest, everyone fell pretty naturally into their roles. You look at the components of something like this. Anyway, Lourdes wasn't an exception. She's a very shy girl. Very sweet, very smart. She's on scholarship, you know. Her family could never afford to send her here in a million years. Don't you get the feeling when you look at her like she needs, I don't know, that she needs a promise of something? I have a daughter. Now, actually. Edith. She'll be 1 in 2 months. Do you have kids?
This isn't...
I remember being really scared when she was born, and I remember thinking that it would pass, but it doesn't really.
So this is all to create something helpful?
Yes.
But why? Why this way?
What?
Why dying? Why did you create something where they had to die?
I'm not sure if I follow.
Wouldn't it have been better if they survived? If he didn't shoot them?
But he does. He does.
Welcome to America, land of routine.
Where every 15 minutes a person is killed with a gun. 1 minute.
Wouldn't it be better if they survived? If he didn't shoot them?
2 minutes.
Why?
3 minutes.
Wouldn't it be better if we didn't have to do this in the first place?
4 minutes.
Who is to blame for a country where we have to rehearse for school shootings?
5 minutes.
Should we blame the politicians? Or should we blame ourselves for sitting idly and watching?
6 minutes.
Who's to blame for the clock that just keeps mercilessly marching on?
7 minutes.
Are we to blame? Is it our fault?
8 minutes.
When are things going to change?
9 minutes.
Who is going to do something to change
10
them?
minutes.
What is it going to take to feel safe?
11 minutes.
Next time, what if it's not rehearsal? What if next time it's real?
12 minutes.
Wouldn't you agree that the gun is the sun and we are the solar system?
13 minutes.
But wouldn't it be better if they survived? If he didn't shoot them?
14 minutes.
When will it be enough?
15 minutes. Allegiance. By Ariana Blumfield.
I pledge allegiance to the flag. Every day in school, I would be obligated to salute that flag. The flag that was built from the blood, sweat, and overflowing rivers of tears of my ancestors. The same hands that built this land were the same hands that were used to blow kisses to my mother when she was a child. The same hands that worked sun up to sun down, fighting for our opportunity, my opportunity to be a human in America. And what did they get in return? Many were only given a one-way trip to heaven by bullets, knives, or the fists of the oppressors and persecutors. Most were given nothing. In school, I was just taught to smile, keep my right hand over my chest, and left hand up, stretched towards the sky. One nation under God. One nation with liberty and justice for all. Justice for all? Or your people? Justice and liberty for the people who are the color of the house your president sits in? Can't y'all tell I'm frustrated? Frustrated for our people. For our men, women, and kids. Many of my people share this frustration. But there's one person who influences my frustration further.
Leontvious enters.
Hey, little man, I'll be back in a few. Got a few pounds to sell. Tell mama I love her.
My big brother, Leontvious. also known as Tay 6 in the streets. At home, we call him Tay. As for Little Man, that's his name for me. But my birth name is Nehemiah. Mama always said that Nehemiah means God has comfort. Nehemiah also helped to rebuild Jerusalem. She always told me my birth is what she hoped would do the same for our family. Rebuild it. Especially after she was aware of Tay's interesting hobbies and Dad left us. Tay's dealing and banging scared Mama just like a happy head to a comb, a nappy head to a comb. He always told me to tell her he loved her. He said that's what he wanted Mama to remember him saying, just in case he wouldn't come home that night.
So Mika rushes in and grabs her keys.
Where's that dirt brother of yours? And get that jacket off that floor. Tuck that shirt in, and please, son, brush that nappy head of yours. Don't no human alive need to see them beady beads on the back of your neck. Lock the door when I leave, and wash them dishes.
So Mika slams the door, exiting.
Love you too.
That's Mama. She works 2 full-time jobs and just doesn't know when to stop working.
Glass breaking and yelling heard off stage. Goon enters and grabs younger Nehemiah by the collar.
Where is that snitch brother of yours?
I'm not.
Answer me!
He went to sell somewhere. I don't know.
So, huh? That's what he been doing? It's funny how that money all of a sudden just went missing. Now tell me where the money at.
I don't know nothing about no money.
So I guess you don't know how Big Smokey got locked up?
What?
Your brother's messed up real bad, little Tay, snitching, messing around with my money. And he's good as dead as if you don't tell me where that money is,
I
Just like your brother, huh? Clueless! Pray for your brother, dog. He gonna need it.
Goon runs off, leaving young Nehemiah on the ground, shaken.
Little Tay. First time I realized that in the streets, I was just Leontvious' little brother that was supposed to keep up with where he is, what he's doing, or what money he got. At home, I'm the glue to this family, but when I'm on the other side of the door, I'm suddenly the heir to the throne, expected to carry my brother's legacy.
The goons appear with Leontvious in a headlock. Close by, Andre, his friend, held at gunpoint. Young Nehemiah gets on his feet.
Tay! Hey, little man, back up. I got this. Dre, tell him.
Hey, little man, going back home. Shut up, little bullet, you snitch! And your little homie, too!
Hey, man, leave my people out of this, sorry?
Where that money at? Cough it up or we gonna have to make you!
I swear on my life, I ain't got no money. Check with the plug. I gave it to him.
You got 3 seconds to either tell me where that money is or we gonna take it out of your pocket.
Hey, I ain't got enough.
3.
I chill.
2.
Hey, man, I ain't got no money.
1.
Look, man,
A gunshot rings out. Leontvious stretches his left hand up towards the sky and places his right hand over his chest, where he'd been shot. He and Andre freeze in place.
It killed Mama the day she found out. 5 days straight she cried.
Leontvious exits. Andre stands at a distance.
With Tay gone, Mama lost her firstborn, her protector, her heartbeat. With Tay gone, I lost my protection, my best friend, my influence. With Tay gone, the world lost.
The flickering light of a TV washes over them.
An African-American male and possible gang member was shot and killed by a group of thugs yesterday afternoon at 6175 Newsbark Avenue. In other news...
Thug. Gang member. He was my brother. Her son.
Tamika sings Precious Lord.
My mother used to tell me that there were going to be people like the bullies who killed my brother wherever we went. But to always keep a smile on our face. She would tell us that we were going to be all right. And to never let anything destroy the brightness that our future was to become. Every night we would hear this. I remember this moment so vividly, like she was still cradling me and my sister while she sang a sweet song. And every now and again, I hear her sing the song the same way she would sing it to us in that moment.
Tamika finishes, precious Lord.
2 black sons, 1 black daughter. What does that mean to you? To me, it means 3 college tuitions, 3 plates to fix, 3 mouths to feed, 3 coats to buy, then wash, then dry, then hang up. 3 heads to comb, 3 bodies to bathe, 3 of the talks to have. Whew, that's fun. To them it means 3 more criminals labeled guilty from the day they were born. 3 more gangsters, 3 more ghetto pants sagging, weave had no daddy having, loudmouth black kids. And I can't put up with that. Why? Because I raised my children right. Taught them to respect their elders, to keep their pants above their waistline. And they might not have had a father, but they dang sure had a black mother who didn't need any man to tell her how to raise her kids. I am a black woman, standing on the shoulders of my ancestors who built this land where we live in now. Don't forget where you came from. Just because in these times we are not appreciated, accepted, remember where you started, where we started, where America started. But most importantly, don't ever underestimate the power of a black woman.
My mama always told me that love is the center of the earth. But sometimes, like a donut, we lose our center.
Andre approaches young Nehemiah.
Hey, my man, I saw those clowns pop tape behind the school, right behind those apartments. It's like they weren't strapped. You want to come with me to gain your respect?
Listening to Andre, I was conflicted with myself. Would I continue to live up to Mama's intentions and be the rebuilder of the family? Or would I do as expected and live up to the title of Lil Tay?
Did you hear me, man? You want to get back at him?
I knew exactly what he meant. The feeling of constant anticipation came and then went. I'm usually slow to anger and hesitant to quit, but when I thought of my brother, I knew that this was it. Not thinking of the pain I would inflict on my mother, or the way I could eventually end up just like my brother. All those thoughts were irrelevant, as I had the sudden thought
to avenge my brother's death despite the things my mother taught.
Be careful with your anger, for it will eventually reveal the things you want to do before you've had the time to heal.
Looking back at these feelings never fails to make me cringe. I follow the voice of Andre, the voice of revenge.
After school, 10 o'clock.
We walked onto the property of Head High's apartment complex.
I see them. I see them, Andre. I see the pistol. Nothing else is on my mind but giving those suckers what they deserve. Exactly what they gave my brother.
But then I thought, what would I gain? What emotions would overcome me other than regret and remorse?
What would my mother think if I destroyed someone else's life just how my family was destroyed?
I could choose revenge.
But I choose love, growth.
And a future for people that look like me. People marked as dead from the day they were born. People who could change the world for the better. I choose my community.
I choose victory. I choose progress. I choose...
How long have you been there?
Excuse me?
Policeman enters.
What are you doing on this private property? Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Sir, I think you have the wrong person. I haven't done anything against the law.
Put your hands behind your head and get on your knees now!
Can I turn around?
Shut up and do it!
Young Nehemiah gets on his knees.
Please don't shoot me, please.
Shut your mouth!
Why are you detaining me? I've done nothing wrong. You've got the wrong guy. I promised my mother I would come home and...
Stop resisting!
I'm not!
Policeman pulls out his gun and points it at young Nehemiah.
Didn't you just hear me?
Please, I have a family. My mother, my little baby sister, I have school, a future, a life of value. I don't want to die, please.
Read my lips, son. Watch your tongue. I've had enough of you people torturing this town and causing chaos.
What? You people? You know what? I know my rights.
Put that phone down.
I
too, sir. I can't die. Please!
Shut it, boy!
Why can't y'all see that we are not all criminals? We are not defined by the color of our skin. Why am I always guilty because of the God-given color of my skin?
Be quiet.
Please! I have to be there for my family.
Hush!
Mama! Mama, please, sir!
A gunshot rings out. Young Nehemiah stretches his left hand up towards the sky. He freezes, and the policeman disappears.
Unlike Tay, I survived. I was lucky. It's bullshit what passes for luck these days. It's bullshit that since the beginning I failed to realize that this country wasn't founded to include me in its liberty and justice for all. It's bullshit that Tay never got the justice and liberty he was promised in the Constitution. Mama neither. The question I ask myself every day, I ask you.
What does my past tell you about me? When you glance at my outward appearance, what do you see? Someone who has been hurt by the loud crack of a gun? Or the straight-A student who would eventually become something? Someone to linger in the enclosed walls of gang violence? Or the boy who would eventually comply with the silence of the hallways when I walk through to my next class? Do I deserve to be judged because of my irreversible past? I know who I am and who I will become, but you can only see the newspaper article positioned with the image of the gun. Looking past the baseball awards and honor roll certificates, but to the peers around me, it shows no significance. But when you look at my life, you really don't see. Because my past does not tell you what you need to know about me.
Young Nehemiah puts his right hand over his heart.
With liberty and justice for
Black eye. Welcome to America, land of the free, home of the brave. Where every 15 minutes a person is killed with a gun. 1 minute.
Welcome to America.
2 minutes.
Where black boys like us are caught in a never-ending cycle.
3 minutes.
Violence, trauma, violence, repeat.
4 minutes.
Policeman, don't shoot. They shoot. Repeat.
5 minutes.
And repeat.
6 minutes.
And repeat.
7 minutes.
And repeat.
8 minutes.
He was my son.
9 minutes.
I was innocent.
10 minutes.
He was too young.
11 minutes.
Don't shoot.
12 minutes.
I wish I could protect him.
13 minutes.
Why am I always guilty because of the God-given color of my skin?
14 minutes.
Don't shoot.
15 minutes. In My Sights by K. Leonard Peck.
So I think you're all curious about my point of view. Might as well start from the beginning. Like everyone else, I was born. Went from darkness to light. Ironic, given how things turned out, but that's for later. I was made in a little workshop in Missouri. The South is known for its gun manufacturing, but this shop produced unique, made-to-order weapons. Revolvers, shotguns, semi-automatics, like me. I felt there was more heart put into my creation than into 1,000 cookie-cutter guns churned out on some assembly line. I thought I was special. As for who made me, well, he's one of the most amazing men on this green earth. Has to be. He's my dad. Bill, his name tag said. Day after day, he put together handguns. Had a real passion for it, too.
Switch the spring out for an alloy model, and I'll be able to put on a few more pounds of trigger pressure. Make it harder for the gun to accidentally discharge. There we go.
That's Bill. The funny thing was, he didn't even really like shooting guns. He just liked the puzzle of putting together something mechanical. He had other motivations, too.
All these new commissions are a lifesaver. Gotta pay for Christmas. A bike for my daughter, and a new phone for my son. My wife deserves something nice too. Anything for my family.
Bill brought me home as a side project before I was shipped out, so I got to know all about him.
Honey, I know you don't like me bringing work home. Don't worry, it's perfectly safe. Look, there's not even a firing pin in it yet. I'll keep it out of reach when I'm not working on it, I promise. I'd never let anything happen to our kids.
Amazing man, right? Never even heard him swear. But that isn't to say his life was perfect. He had his issues.
I said it's safe. Now please let me work in peace. She just doesn't understand how guns work. I know what I'm doing.
Most of the time, Bill was happy with his job. Every once in a while, he had moments of doubt. He saw things on the news, in the papers, and they hurt him.
All those poor kids, their families.
So he gave himself a lot of pep talks.
I make handguns and shotguns, not rifles. The paper said the shooter used an AR-style rifle. Our shop doesn't produce those. This isn't my fault. Not my fault at all.
He always pulled himself out of his funk. Told himself that no matter how many times the gun was used to hurt someone, there were other times that firearms had been used to defend lives. He thought he'd added me to that list. Guns that protect people.
I have a 45 that fits the order. Just finished it. Off you go to your happy new home.
That was the last I saw of Bill. Son of a gun maker. I was all grown up. He packed me, wished me good luck, and shipped me off to my new home. I felt, excited and scared all at the same time. I didn't know where I was going, or who I was going to. Turns out, I got lucky with Lana and Michelle.
Lana and Michelle enter. Standing near a high counter, Lana walks over to the gun and puts her arm around him.
Well, here you are. After all that talk about protecting ourselves, I can't believe we finally have this thing.
You don't need to say this thing like it's a wild animal. Joey, it's just a gun. It's a tool.
What, you mean like a freaking screwdriver?
Exactly. Take some shooting classes with me one of these days. It's not going to be much help to have a pistol for self-defense if I'm the only one who uses it.
I know. It just feels weird owning a weapon. I grew up in the suburbs. We didn't have crime when I was a kid.
Yeah, and last week your mom and dad had an attempted break-in.
I know. But having a gun feels wrong. I don't like what it represents.
What does it represent?
That things have changed so much. That we're scared.
If you're not scared nowadays, you're not paying attention. Look, if someone tries breaking down our door, I don't want to be stuck hoping the police can reach us fast enough. If the police even bother showing up.
Now you're just being cynical.
Maybe. The news doesn't paint a pretty picture of the boys in blue lately, does it?
Lana and Michelle move upstage. Michelle turns the letter over her hands.
Lana was wonderful. Really responsible gun owner. Took great care of me. Never went for any of that cheap ammo. Shelly never really warmed up to me though. She did get some target practice in eventually. Grew to enjoy range shooting over time. Even started to take home or shot up targets. There was always some hesitancy. She never seemed truly happy to have me in the house. The fear made sense in the end.
Lights up on Lana and Michelle sitting at the kitchen table. Michelle slaps the letter down on the table between them.
That's it. We're moving.
We can't! We don't have the money for it now. And besides, we'll be fine.
We won't be fine. We got another letter. Last time it was just insults. This time they said they set our apartment on fire.
It's an empty threat, Shelly. Relax.
Remember what happened to Marco from the other floor? He got beaten to a pulp in a parking lot after some guys saw him kiss his boyfriend. We aren't okay here.
I'm armed.
So?
He wasn't. If anyone tries to attack you or attack me, or burn our place down, they'll get what's coming to them.
And what happens if you do shoot someone? I know they talk about self-defense in your gun safety courses, but the law is messy. Do you want to risk a murder conviction because you shot someone instead of running away? Do you want to risk losing me while you do life in prison?
I just want us to be safe. I want to take care of you. Us. Look, we can't move right now, but we can look into it. I can work overtime, maybe take a loan, something, anything. Whatever you really need.
Lana and Michelle exit.
I really wanted to help them, to keep them safe. But Shelley was right. Using me was a risk. Maybe they'd successfully defend themselves. Maybe they'd go to jail. At worst, I meant death. Lana and Shelley weren't happy about it, but they scraped together the money to move to another neighborhood, one that had less risk of them being harassed or attacked. Moving day had its own risks. It was all too easy for someone to sneak in and make off with something important or something dangerous. Someone saw the moving truck and broke into the house when Lana and Shelley ran out for coffee. I was still in my drawer next to Lana's side of the bed. From there on out, things went bad. Very bad.
The gun looks up at an unseen person.
Hey, just turn around, please. Bring me back home to Lana and Shelley. After all, no reasonable person wants to risk being caught with a stolen handgun.
Alex and Charlie enter. We hear them before we see them.
Ugh, the car is such a mess. We gotta make sure we throw out our wrappers and stuff before we go home.
Whose fault is that? Who wanted to get 2 burgers and a large fries at the drive-thru?
Oh, yeah. I'm feeling how bad a mistake that was.
You made your bed. I'm getting a slushie. You just had to go to the burger place that doesn't serve.
Sorry. I hope they have antacids or something. Can you get me some?
Alex laughs and then abruptly goes quiet when he spots the gun. Charlie notices too. They both raise their hands. The gun approaches them with slow, jerky movements, as if not in control.
Hey, take it easy.
I'm sorry, I can't stop.
Please don't hurt us. We'll give you anything.
Charlie and Alex empty their pockets onto the ground, and the gun keeps coming.
Oh God. Please don't kill us.
It's not me, I don't have a choice.
The gun continues to approach them, now raising its arms in front of itself, palms facing Alex and Charlie.
We gave you everything we have. Please, just take it all and go. Take the car too.
The gun is almost close enough to touch Charlie and Alex.
I wish I could help you. I wish I could protect you. I'm so sorry.
The gun pokes Alex and Charlie in the chest with a single finger. They slump to the ground.
We've been shot! Someone help! Call the cops!
Stay calm, babe. Just hold on.
It hurts. Charlie, please. Hold my hand.
I got you, Alex. Just need to reach my phone.
Charlie and Alex moan and then collapse flat on the ground. They're silent now. The gun takes a few steps downstage.
Senseless. Pointless. They did everything he asked. He tossed me after he shot those poor people. The police found me in a drain. Someone checked my serial number and had Lana and Shelley brought in. Now all that fear Shelley had was justified. Look what I did. They've reported me stolen. Once the investigation's done, I should be able to go home if anyone still wants me. Home. Lots of people don't get to go home. I don't know what happened to Charlie and Alex, but I hope they survive. I can't bear the thought of causing innocent people to suffer or Guns are a lot of things. We're tools. We're weapons. We're symbols. I can make someone feel like an artist from how they design and assemble guns to how they can shoot with absolute precision. I can make people feel safe, like they have nothing to be afraid of at night. Or I can make people feel scared. I can make them feel helpless and powerless. I can make them feel pain. I can make them bleed. I can make them die.
The gun kneels on the edge of the stage.
Makes me want to destroy myself. Maybe I should. Maybe I should.
Curtain. Welcome to America. 1, 2,
Land of creation.
3, 4,
And opportunity.
5, 6,
Where every 15
7,
minutes,
8,
A person.
9, 10,
is killed.
11, 12,
With the gun.
13, 14, 15. Salted Lemonade by Taylor Lafayette. Jamal, Jackie, and Lisa sit around a small square table where Thanksgiving food is placed. The table is decorated with an orange tablecloth with blue plates and napkins. A single pitcher of lemonade rests in the middle of the table next to the Thanksgiving food. Jamal gets a text message alert and raises to get up before Lisa stops him.
Ma?
Don't mom me, boy. Where do you think you're going?
The boys just texted me. They wanted me to go riding with them.
Boy, it's Thanksgiving. Since you turned 18, you just don't ask your mama permission to leave, huh?
That's right. Get him, Lisa.
Jackie pours some lemonade.
Everybody want to be grown until it's time to pay some bills.
Ain't that the truth?
Jackie raises her glass for Lisa to touch.
How long y'all gonna be out? And are you driving your car or riding with somebody?
Mama, I don't know. It's just me and the boys, and I'm driving.
Anybody riding with you? These roads are unusually slick for this time of year. Drive careful, if she let you go.
Come on, Auntie, you too old to be this childish.
Girl, I know he didn't just call you old.
I think he did. Bet he won't repeat it.
He ain't ready for you, Jackie. Let my baby live. He just turned 18. He don't know how we used to get down.
You ain't lying, he just don't know.
A text alert dings. Jackie and Lisa continue to laugh.
Mama, can I go or not?
You know I usually would let you go, but it was a shooting down where y'all be hanging. I just don't want nothing to happen to you, JJ.
Mama, you know me. And my friend's not even like that. Besides, shootings are happening everywhere.
JJ, if you tried to get out in them streets tonight, you might want to leave out the shootings.
Jackie, push. I'm not worried about y'all, Jamal. I know y'all good boys. The boy who got shot last week was a good boy too. Bullets don't discriminate.
It's Thanksgiving, Mom. I don't think anybody should even be on that tonight.
I think he should be safe, Lisa. He's a smart boy.
See? Auntie thinks it's okay.
Whose side are you on, Jackie? All right, fine. You can go. But you be back in this house no later than 12:30, Jamal Jennings. Do you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear, Mom. 12:30.
You need some money?
Girl, the boy's birthday was yesterday. He got enough money to last him the next 2 weeks.
You right. Hey, Jamal, don't take all that money with you either. Leave some here.
I know, Mama.
Just making sure. It's bums out here taking lives for a nickel.
That's true. It was a robbery on Emerson Street last week. A man got held up at gunpoint for $50. $50, child.
The world is getting crazier by the day.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like when we was kids.
Sad truth. You listen here, JJ. Be careful. Watch for your surroundings and your friends. And yes, you're a man now, but please keep your mother updated. Have fun and be safe. I love you, nephew.
Jackie rises and kisses Jamal's forehead.
And where are you going, Jackie? Y'all both gonna leave me lonely on Thanksgiving?
Girl, I'm going to the bathroom. Drinking all that lemonade catching up to me. When I come back, you better be ready to watch them Hallmark Channel Christmas movies.
You know it. Know that gonna get me in the Christmas spirit.
Jackie exits. Lisa raises and goes to Jamal.
You sure you don't need another jacket? It's pretty cold out. And don't forget your hat.
Mama, stop treating me like a baby. I'm an adult as of yesterday. Even Arnie said it. I can handle myself.
As of yesterday is correct, JJ. You are still my baby. My only baby at that. You're all I got left. I just want you to be safe.
Jamal hugs Lisa.
I know, Ma. You don't need to worry so much, though. I can handle myself. And I hear what you're saying. Just know I ain't going nowhere. But out with my boys. I'll see you later. And I love you. And tell Arnie to make some more of that lemonade before she leaves.
What is it with you and that lemonade?
Remember when I was little and how me and my cousins would play football all day? Dad was the referee and we'd play until we would get them scratches on our knees. Every time we would come in, Aunt Jackie would have some waiting for us. It reminded me that even when things went sour, something sweet would be waiting there.
Seems like just yesterday. Where has the time gone?
Time ain't gone nowhere, Mom. Can you promise me something?
Yes, baby.
Don't worry, okay? I'll be back at 12:30, and please tell Auntie don't let Auntie forget about the lemonade.
Jamal exits after kissing Lisa's cheek. Just as Jackie enters.
He left yet? Yeah, he just left. My baby ain't no baby no more.
You did a good job, Lisa.
A good job of what?
Raising that boy. Especially after, well, you know. I know why you worry about him so much.
I just don't want him to leave. He's grown and he's gonna want to live his life on his own terms. He's gonna think he don't need mama's protection because that's for little boys. Honestly, Jackie, I've been scared since midnight struck yesterday. I've been keeping this big bright smile on my face, cooking his favorite meals, buying that gaming system he wouldn't stop talking about. All of this, Jackie, and I'm scared. I'm not scared of the man he's becoming, but I'm scared of the world he's going to become it in.
Lisa! Sis, you have every right to feel this way, especially after Miles. I can't promise you that the world is going to change overnight, but you have to have faith. You hear me?
I know, but ever since that night, I got that call saying that Miles had been shot, and the only thing I could think about was what if this happened to JJ? Every time he's take a step out that door, my mind just goes there. I know I can keep him safe here. It ain't no guarantee he gonna be safe out there, Jackie. I know I shouldn't feel this way, but I do. He's not a boy anymore, Jackie. He's a man, and he's gonna wanna do the things that men do. And even something as simple as a store run could have him in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Enough! You're overthinking this, Lisa. You raised a brilliant young man with a bright future who reached 18 without being in the streets. And as a black mother, you should feel proud.
Thank you. Why are you being so nice to me? What do you want?
I've been fiending to get my hands on that apple pie you got it.
I've been waiting since Jamal walked out that door. You know if he were here, it would have been gone before it hit the plate.
He loves those pies just like his lemonade.
Speaking of, my baby asked for some of it when he gets back, so don't forget.
Stop calling that boy a baby, please. I think I'm gonna make some before I join you.
If there's any left.
All I know is when I come back, it better be some left over for me. I don't mind calling Mama.
Girl, you are too old to be telling Mama on me. I already know I'm getting my way anyway. I'm the baby.
Girl, I'm not stunting you. I'm about to go make this lemonade. There better be some left when I get back.
Well, we'll see when you get back.
Jackie scowls at Lisa as she exits. Lisa laughs.
Lisa, where the lemons at?
It should be on the second shelf in the fridge. Jackie put her foot in this. Yes, Lord.
Lisa's cell phone rings.
Now, who is this?
Lisa checks her phone. She doesn't recognize the number. Lisa silences her phone and puts it face down. Jackie enters and notices the big slice of pie Lisa has.
So, you gonna take all that pie just like that?
You thought I was playing. Ain't no way you done with that lemonade, Jackie.
No, but I have been craving that pie, so I'm back. Got plenty of time to make it. Lisa, when's the last time you went out?
Whenever we went out last for drinks. Wow.
Girl, when's the last time you went out with someone besides me? You know, for like a girls' night, date, maybe?
Stop being nosy. That's none of your business.
It is my business if your only social time is spent with your sister and some.
See, what we not gonna do is have you
Oh, Lord, I'm trying to fix my sister's dating life.
Jackie checks her phone. Lisa sees a number on Jackie's phone and becomes cautious.
I don't know this number anyway.
Wait, let me see your phone. That looked like the same number that called me.
It can't be.
Lisa checks her phone and Jackie's to see that it's the same number.
It is the same number. Jackie, I'm calling back.
Wonder who it is. That's weird.
Lisa calls the number on her phone and it just rings.
They're not answering, Jackie. I don't like this. You try and call.
I'm not calling that number. If you want it called, you do it. You're just overreacting again, girl.
I will. I got a bad feeling about this.
Lisa calls the number back on Jackie's phone. It goes to voicemail. Lisa begins to panic.
Jackie, they not answering. What if somebody's calling for Jamal? What if something happens to my baby? Oh Lord, please let my baby be okay. I gotta go, Jackie. We gotta go. Come on, grab your coat. Let's go.
Lisa, calm down.
Jackie, why are you sitting there? I said, let's go. Fine. If you don't want to go, I'll go by myself.
Jackie receives a text and checks it immediately.
Lisa, check this phone, please.
Lisa grabs the phone and reads the text aloud.
This is Jamal. I tried to call, couldn't get through. On my way home to get a charger. My phone died. Thank God my baby's safe.
Lisa pauses, puts her coat and jacket down.
Now, don't you feel silly? Running around acting all crazy. Telling me to grab my coat.
I had to make sure my baby was okay. I texted him that we'll be waiting. Almost made me grab the keys to Auntie's Nissan. At least he's on his way home. I know he's good when he's here.
Ain't that the truth? Had me scared over there.
I'm sorry about that. Let's forget that even happened and get back to this pie.
3 knocks are heard.
I know that ain't JJ. His ass better not be speeding.
Jackie raises to open the door.
You get in the door?
Yes. Hopefully you've been made a dent in your pie by the time I get back.
Jackie laughs and exits. Lisa eats pie. Lisa looks off stage for Jackie and Jamal.
Jackie! JJ! Don't y'all be out there talking about me. What y'all doing? I know I heard the door close.
Lisa rises and walks to the exit of the stage after not getting a response. She gets nearly off stage before she yelps and starts visibly shaking with fear.
Put your hands up! I ain't trying to hurt nobody.
Lisa walks backwards with her hands up and the gunman points his gun at her. His hands clasp over Jackie's mouth in a headlock position. Lisa halts after reaching center stage.
Sir, please, walk by faith. I promised my son we would be here when he came. I promised him he'd be safe here. Please don't hurt us.
Shut it, lady. Get on your knees, both y'all.
Gunman throws Jackie on the ground as Lisa drops to her knees and helps her. He waves his gun at them to move.
Now!
Jackie and Lisa both cry, sitting on their knees in front of the gunman with their hands raised.
Please, Walk by faith. Please.
Gunman points the gun at her as the lights dim and the curtain closes.
Welcome to America, land of sweet
and sour, where every 15 minutes.
Hey, yo! Time again?
Can we catch a break?
When can anybody get a break around here?
Can you stop ticking for just 1 second?
Stop the clock!
Turn back
7, 8, 9.
I'd bring everybody
10,
back.
11,
But we can't.
12,
Time
13,
don't care.
14.
Time ain't gonna stop until somebody says enough.
15. It's Okay, by Yana Jimenez. In darkness, we hear noises, lots of it. The insides of a breathing brain are dumped out onto a stage in the form of a wall of sound, replaying memories and sound bites simultaneously, endlessly, until it ends. A single spotlight breaks the darkness, illuminating Mother, a middle-aged woman with shaky breath and is the only thing breaking the silence. The chair she sits in looks very worn, like a hard plastic chair you find in an elementary or middle school. Then, a youthful sounding voice.
It's okay. It'll be okay.
Hello?
Hi.
Who are you?
Secret.
What?
It's a secret.
I can't see you.
That's okay.
No, it's not. Where are you?
Here.
It's not what I mean.
I'm here.
I'm serious.
So am I.
Jesus. Guys, can you just tell me where you are?
No.
Then stay away from me because
I'm not here to hurt you.
Can I see you? Please.
What do I look like?
What?
What do you want me to look like?
Well, I don't want you to look like anything, but...
Then I don't.
Don't what?
Look like anything. You're safe. Pinky promise.
She wipes her eyes and readjusts her chair. The light shifts. A school bell sounds. It's been slightly distorted, but it's still recognizable.
Parent-teacher conferences are this Thursday.
Okay.
I feel like I'm supposed to tell you that.
Okay.
She just reached reading level J, so...
She trails off. The school bell plays again.
Hello?
I'm here.
A box of Annie's mac and cheese descends from the sky, floating down to Mother, tied to a string.
I'm sorry. Where am I?
In a chair.
No, I got that. I mean, where?
A spoon descends from the sky, also messily tied to a string, on the other side of Mother. Mother pauses.
Is this for the mac and cheese?
Yeah.
You can't just eat straight out the box. You have to cook it.
You want me to cook it?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
Looking around, not particularly interested in the pasta.
Yeah, you have to cook the macaroni.
With what?
Hot, boiling water.
Do you want those?
No, I'm good. I just...
Examining the macaroni.
You tied a string yourself?
Yeah.
Looking up at the seamlessly ending ceiling.
Where does it come from?
Michael's.
You bought the string at Michael's.
Yeah.
Like the craft store.
Yeah.
You guys have a Michael's down here.
No, not down here.
Examining the string.
But what's it connected to?
Oh, it just comes from up.
Got it. What else is up there?
Whatever you want.
I feel like I'm missing something.
That's normal.
It is?
It is.
Did something bad happen?
You're safe.
That's not what I asked.
Sorry.
It's okay. I'm not mad at you.
Thank you.
What time is it?
I don't know how to read clocks yet.
What do you mean?
The big hand and the little hand, they fall apart when I look.
What?
I look at 12 and it hurts.
I feel like
Tell me.
I feel like something is wrong.
I can put on some music if that would help you feel better.
I don't know what I feel.
You want to hear me sing?
I've heard that before.
You've heard me sing?
No, the way you said it, I've heard.
Lots of people like singing.
Mother gets up from her chair. She looks around the room. Again, Mother becomes more serious. Voice does too. A cross between an apology and a warning.
There's not much out there.
When did I fall asleep last night?
10 and a half.
10:30?
No, 10 and a half. And 11 in 6 months.
How much more time before I wake up?
You can stay as long as you want.
I don't want to stay.
Do you want to go?
I don't know.
Okay.
Parent-teacher conferences are
Cancelled.
because the school.
You should sit back down.
Because the school.
Please sit back down.
Because the school shut down.
It's okay.
The school shut down because
the sound of news clips, it starts off with individual reporters and eventually melds into a cacophony of layered news reports, as if someone is gradually raising the volume on an old TV.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are arriving live at the scene of the Dogwood Elementary mass shooting.
It is now 2:19 p.m.
We are coming on the air at 2:36 p.m.
Where the shooter is still at large, and 10 children appear to be in critical condition.
Can you turn it off?
Breaking news regarding the fatal shooting of 7 young children as well as 30 teachers.
are currently unknown.
Turn it off. Hello?
The reporters all speak over each other, the volume louder than before, the speech hardly.
More details to come on the fatal.
Dead at 10:26 p.m.
And the 3 nights ago, I made her mac and cheese.
On the deadly.
Dead at 1:03 a.m.
Went to bed.
On the tragic.
Dead at 4:32 a.m.
And woke up.
On the gruesome.
Dead at 8:07 a.m.
Breathe.
Dead at 11:12 a.m.
Went to school and died. And how am I supposed to live with that?
The mac and cheese and spoons slowly start ascending.
We've counted 3 individuals taken out on stretcher.
Another shooting.
It shouldn't have happened.
4 individuals.
We're running the numbers.
5 individuals.
5 children.
6 children shot and dead and shot and dead, shot and dead.
It shouldn't have happened.
Another gun.
Another
It
shooting.
shouldn't have happened.
Thoughts.
Prayers.
Thoughts.
And prayers.
Shot and dead.
Thoughts and prayers.
Shot and dead. Shot and dead. Shot and dead.
And again, and again, and again.
It
and
shouldn't
again.
have happened.
The news suddenly stops. The silence is loud. Mother continues speaking, shouting the words out of her system, as if they'll kill her if they stay inside of her.
And you think about what a body is when it's in your hands. And it used to be hard, but now it's it. And it's heavy and it doesn't wake up. And it shouldn't have happened, but it did. And it's still here and she doesn't get to be. And it just keeps coming.
She falls to the floor, buried by the weight of everything. She can't stand. She sobs. Then to God, or to the voice, or to anything that will listen.
How long until I wake up?
You can take all the time you need.
She stays like this for a long time. Voice starts coming to her, something comforting. After a while, Mother can breathe again.
How many more?
Too many.
Do you ever think it ever stops?
Is it okay if I don't know?
I miss her.
She knows.
Do you have a name?
Tiger.
Tiger?
A well-loved stuffed tiger rolls to Mother's feet in a well-loved stroller or tricycle. If there were tassels, one should be ripped off. Maybe parts of it discolored and scratched. Anything to indicate that a young child lived in it.
She wanted me to say hi.
Mother grabs the stuffed animal and hugs it tight. She holds it close to her chest and kisses its forehead.
It's okay. It's okay.
Knowing that her daughter is with her, the lights go down on Mother. to America, land of dreams and home of nightmares, where every 15...
Stop. Please.
14.
Please. Not a reminder of all the time she'll never even get to spend.
13.
12 and a half that won't become
11.
11. Just stop the clock. I can't stop the ticking.
Southside Summer by Mackenzie Boyd. At Rise, a cemetery with flowers next to the headstones lights up on Joy and Eva, dressed for funeral.
I remember my first summer here on the south side of the city. Between the music blaring from car windows and police sirens, I was lucky if I could fall asleep and luckier if I could stay asleep. We grew up in Chicago. Never stayed in one place for too long before we landed on the south side. We traveled from the Loop to the back of the yards. I loved seeing the different neighborhoods. I enjoyed the city. I remember going downtown on winter break to get lost in the lights shining from the building on Michigan Avenue. Each light felt like a spirit threaded and weaved into a blanket over its people. But the one sense of familiarity was how we always found that the only thing higher than the skyscrapers was the rent. My brother always thought I was funny when I said that.
His name was
Emmanuel.
Born August 18, 2009, black boy, skin as dark as coffee beans and burnt tobacco root, his hair a jungle gym of knots and coconut. His knees scarred and bruised because some time ago he convinced himself his feet would turn into wings that would take him anywhere if he jumped high enough. A year ago, Emmanuel, Eva, and I settled in a White House with missing shingles and a door that never seemed to lock, no matter how hard or how many times we tried. It was cheap and dingy, but Manny's eyes lit up each time we drove past it. Emmanuel loved running around the new house, staring out at the world before him. Every day during the summer, he'd watch the other kids play, occasionally asking me if he could go outside, though he knew I would say, no, it's not safe. Maybe tomorrow. He probably wanted to test his wings, running through the house and jumping down the stairs in hopes of reaching the end without grazing the creaky boards, forever attached to the same painful fate of realizing he, unlike most birds, couldn't fly. Well, at least not high enough to grab the clouds and dunk a basketball.
He went outside, stalling his daily chore of taking out the trash, wondering when or how the other boys got their wings, how they learned to fly. I didn't know the kids in my neighborhood too well. I watched them play horse in the street till their hands were dirty with sand and gravel. Cars came, they'd always sprint to the sidewalk and pretend the ground was lava. One day, they sat under a porch in silence, like they really believed it was.
The boys were holding back tears for a kid they didn't even know. One of them gave me their sneakers. As strange as it may sound, I held those tattering shoes to my chest, craving the heavenly embrace of their budding wings.
I sat and watched the other kids on the block from my window run up and down the street, playing basketball, lighting fireworks long past any deemable holiday, or walking to the corner store for slushies and candy and nachos long past when the streetlights debuted. I wondered, Did their minds ever race? Hands sweat? Stomachs churn and knot themselves? Did they go inside their houses and lock the door and unlock it and relock it again? Just to make sure it was locked the first time.
I've messed with the locks till my hands and lips finally stopped quivering. Till I knew whether to run as far away from the door as I could or to push up against it in hopes of keeping the madness out. I mean, a shooting happens on the block over, yet they still smile and laugh as if the night will never end. Enjoying the music blasting from cars down the street, not afraid that they will be caught in the crossfire. Which makes me ask, do I need to be afraid? Did Emmanuel need to be afraid? The first gunshot.
I can't forget that day. Bullets dropping like rain, leaving clouds of smoke to cover us. So we started our game.
The second gunshot.
We ducked down behind the cars, camouflaged, praying that the lives they claimed won't be ours, and streets become no man's land, where there is nothing but blood sand that covers our prayer hands. The young kids stayed quiet, believing they were playing hide and seek and tag at the same time. When they heard to run, they dashed, laughing softly to themselves. Some of them would cry, being frightened by the noise, but we knew there was no choice but to wait till we be able to rejoice, till they were told the game was over. When minutes unexplainably feel like seconds, and days all at the same time. Telling a story so purely corrupt that could be told without a spoken word. Danny hid under Mr. Wilson's truck. No one could find him. It was as if his body had become one with the asphalt pressed up against him.
The third. I couldn't find him. When the shots seemed like they'd stopped, I called out his name amid the putrid fog that tainted the wisps of air still trapped in my lungs. Emmanuel! Emmanuel!
And before my eyes, a shadow rose from the street, dragged by its host to the foreseeable doom. It was Emmanuel. He ran, just like I taught him. I don't quite know if he ever did understand the games we played.
Then I saw him, hoping his wings would emerge and carry him to that White House. My breath was no longer rhythmic. It came out in stammers filled with the same panic that pulled Emmanuel into the crossfire. Maybe he thought it was his time to test his wings. I never got to ask him that. He was scared. He had to be, yelling and screaming that could be heard from a mile away until another bullet ripped through the blue to challenge the beaming sun and steal the breath from all under it. I plugged my ears when I heard them scream.
I could hear footsteps coming near the car as if to mock our fear, as if to frighten us even more. And then he was there, stalking the block like a Grim Reaper with faint static through his radio. He was a bounty hunter in search of black souls to petrify, while he laughs in our faces, tears in our eyes.
I yelled to him, "Get down, man, get down!" Here lies a story from our black youth for Emmanuel and every other brown-skinned baby put to death with a gun in his head rather than books in his hands, fingertips against the dashboard rather than a blackboard, being treated like the main attraction when he should be adding and fractions, dividing and subtraction. This country leave black boys going to more funerals than birthdays. They said he was resisting.
When he was just insisting that he's just a black man in America, the land of the free.
When instead he's been shackled from his neck to his feet, seeing if he can deplete the number of black babies meeting their bittersweet relief, spend more time praying on their knees, making their final pleas when they should be out there getting their degree.
His death was unjustified! Blood dried when they collide on our port side where his mama cried and screamed!
God, why?
When her baby's boy's fate was sealed, and my mom, I can hear her curse herself. Every day she opens that door, a tear would fall from her eyes, feeling as though she had euthanized, paralyzed, petrified, and terrified death. Because now our hearts race, keeping pace to face the unforgiving, unloving, deceptive world that would make her kids cry the same way she did, or worse, fight back the way she wanted to. They deny his death worldwide without a sliver of repentance. His melanin convicted, a premature death sentence. 'Cause until they stop, things will never change. Mistake a playground for a gun range, unleashing a rampage, till the courtroom becomes their center stage, where their crocodile tears will keep them from the cage.
A historical pattern in this day and age. Read the same old book, but read the same damn page. They need field trips and play dates, not Uzis and AKs.
My brother didn't deserve it! None of them did! And I raise my voice because you need to understand and listen to my demands! Please listen to me! He just kept running towards that stupid White House. And I don't know why, or maybe I do, and I can't accept that this was my fault. It was my fault. I told him to run, I did. Oh God, I did. I made him believe that he had wings, that they would take him anywhere he needed to go, that they would protect him. And he just threw him to the ground like he was just another black boy. Slug life. Like a cancer. The bigger the barrel, the more terminal. The everyday feeling of your mortality walks beside you as you try to hide from the danger cries and lies of life itself. Not knowing if the world's slimy and callous hand will pull you in its embrace and steal you from the world that didn't love you anyway. I remember when he said, "Put your hands up!" He said, Don't move or I'll... No!
He wasn't resisting.
Stop resisting!
He would never take a stand 6 feet deep in the land.
They didn't even say his name! They called him a casualty. They said our case was time-consuming.
Too expensive.
Probably wouldn't win anyway.
Worthless. Manny, my boy, my angel.
Oh. I know he can't. Or maybe he can. Maybe he finally grew his wings. Mom cries every day now, staring at that spot in the street where her baby body
Wait. You jealous that the pavement got to cradle my baby in his dying breath instead of me? My baby died a casualty, a nameless corpse forever damned to stalk heaven, not knowing the name we bless and call out or wave to us on every birthday this world stole from him, not knowing that his name will be trapped within our lungs, aching and constricting when we dare to utter Emmanuel. He can't tell us who he wants us to. Black boy, skin as dark as gunpowder. Blood as thick as thin can leave the body painfully slow. Black hair mixed with coconut oil and gravel. Shirt stained with a red mess that may never be removed. Eyes forever closed. Our black boy. Why? And now, I see Emmanuel downtown amidst the lights. In his beaming glory, adding a new thread to the quilt of spirits. Maybe to shield others and give them the chance to understand what he wasn't allowed to. In his last Southside summer.
Joy and Eva place the shoes by the headstone next to the flowers. Black eye.
Welcome to America, land of sunrises and suns,
where every 15 minutes a person is killed by a gun. 1,
no happy ending.
2, 3,
2 words, black
4,
boy.
5,
3 words, I love you.
7, 8,
his name
9
was
10.
His name
11,
was Emmanuel. It was Emmanuel.
15. Undo Redo by Cameron Thessing. A school hallway. Lockers line the walls, harsh fluorescent lights. It's the end of the week. Sounds of a bustling hallway. Anticipation fills the air. There's a football game tonight. Past Caroline and Rachel enter. They have their backpacks. Past Caroline is holding a folder.
Listen, it's a cute outfit. Believe me, would I ever steer you wrong?
Well, you let me wear those leggings with Justin Bieber's face all over them.
OMG, I remember that. Those were hilarious.
Past Caroline opens her locker and puts a folder in it.
That was my all-time low. I wore better outfits in kindergarten.
Okay, well, to be fair, everyone was obsessed with him in 5th grade, so I wasn't really steering you wrong. I'm telling you, that outfit will be perfect for tonight.
Oh, about that, my dad just told me today that he has to work tonight, so we don't have a ride to the tailgate.
What? But that's like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's not every day an underclassman gets to be invited to a senior tailgate.
I know, it sucks. I was looking forward to it.
Well, could your mom take us?
She's got tennis. She can't.
Ugh, but that tailgate sounds so fun.
Could one of your parents take us?
Oh, maybe. They'll probably just complain about my grades if I try to ask them.
Past Caroline searches for a pencil in her locker, and Rachel hears a shout. She looks stage left.
Dude, who is that kid?
Gunman enters stage left. We can't quite make out his face, but he doesn't fit the trench coat wearing trope. He looks like any normal kid.
That kid, why is he...
Oh God! Gunman raises his arms as if he is holding a gun that we don't see, aiming it at an unseen student.
What? Is he cute?
No, Caroline, he's...
Rage? Past Caroline closes her locker door as she goes to look. The gunman suddenly changes direction and focuses his attention on Rachel. He points his arm towards Rachel. Rachel turns back towards past Caroline, and they are almost face to face. A low rumble and lights flicker, and then...
Stop!
The lights stop flickering, but are different. Past Caroline, Rachel, and the gunman assume neutral poses. Present Caroline enters. She's wearing the same clothes as past Caroline, but her clothes are rumpled, and there are bloodstains on them. She stands at a distance, surveying the scene.
Right there. Stop. All right, let's see. We're gonna change this up. Undo.
The gunman exits. Past Caroline and Rachel reset to just before the gunman enters. Past Caroline at her locker, Rachel standing stage left of her with her back to the gunman.
Maybe let's try this. This time, Caroline, you step away from the locker. Stand in front of Rachel instead. Start from, well, could your mom take us?
Past Caroline steps away from the locker and in front of Rachel, now blocking Rachel's view of stage left.
Ready? And redo.
Like shift to as they were at the top.
Oh, could your mom take us?
She's got tennis, she can't.
Oh, but that tailgate sounds so fun!
Could one of your parents take us?
Oh, maybe. They'll probably just complain about my grades if I try to ask them.
Past Caroline moves away from Rachel and to her locker and searches for a pencil. Rachel hears a shout. She looks stage left.
Dude, who was that kid?
Gunman enters stage left.
That kid, why is he... Oh God.
Gunman raises his arms, aiming at an unseen student.
What? Is he cute?
No, Caroline, he's...
Rage? Past Caroline closes her locker door as she goes to look. Again, the gunman suddenly changes directions and focuses his attention on Rachel. He points his arm towards Rachel. Rachel turns back towards past Caroline, and they are almost face to face. A low rumble, lights flicker, and then...
Stop.
Light shift. The three revert to neutral and will continue to do so for this command.
No, you did it wrong. You weren't supposed to move. You've got to listen. Undo.
The gunman exits. Rachel and past Caroline go back to their standing positions.
We'll try it again. We've got to change it. Caroline, you start in front of her again. No more in front. You've got to block her. To the left. No. Listen to me.
Past Caroline enters the scene. She guides past Caroline to the place where she wants her.
Here, in front of her.
She makes another adjustment to past Caroline's position.
There. Don't move. Start again from, dude, who's that kid? And one more thing. This time, I don't go to my locker at all. Redo.
Lights go back to normal.
Dude, who is that kid?
Gunman enters stage left.
That kid, why is he... Oh God!
Gunman raises his arm, aiming at a student we cannot see.
What? Is he cute?
Caroline, he's...
Rage?
Then Rachel hastily steps around past Caroline to point at the gunman, causing past Caroline to drop her things. The gunman changes directions. He's faster this time, focusing on Rachel, points his arms towards Rachel. Rachel turns to past Caroline, face to face. Rumble, flicker, then...
Stop! No! You can't move. You're doing it all wrong. It's all wrong. It's supposed to work. Undo. Undo!
They do, as they have before. Present Caroline thinks intensely.
Gotta try something else, something different. We've got to get away. This time, I spot him first, and then you run. Redo.
Lights.
What the? Who's that?
Who's who?
Gunman enters.
Rage, we gotta get out of here.
What are you talking about?
As Caroline leaves her locker open and grabs Rachel's arms, Rachel doesn't move, confused.
We gotta run.
Gunman turns, points. Present Caroline and Rachel are face to face. Terrible rumble, flicker.
You've got to run. You've got to stop. Stop. Shit. Why? Just undo. Same way. All right. Same way. It's not that hard. Just fucking run. Okay. Redo. Lights.
What the? Who's that?
Who's who? Gunman enters.
Rach, we gotta get out of here.
What are you talking about?
He's got it. Rachel!
Gunman turns, points. Rachel, Caroline, face to face. Rumble, flicker.
Stop. Why doesn't it? Nothing works. Something has to. All right, Rachel, you need to move to the other side of me and stay there. Do you understand? You can't move. From when Rachel spots him again. Undo.
They begin to reset. Rachel doesn't go to the other side of past Caroline and instead resets to her original position.
Rachel, what are you doing? That's not where I told you to go.
Rachel does not listen.
Rachel, come on.
Rachel does not listen.
Whatever, we'll try something else. Since you won't just fucking listen to me. Fuck. What is it? Fine. If we're really gonna change this, we need to. Caroline, you see him first. Then, at him. Run right the fuck at him. Distract him, throw him off his aim. Scare him, all right? And go from further back. All the way back to the part about mom and tennis, all right? Redo. Lights.
Well, could your mom take us?
She's got tennis. She can't.
Oh, but that tailgate sounds so fun.
I know. Could one of your parents take us?
Maybe. They'll probably just complain about my grades if I try to ask them.
Past Caroline reaches for something in her locker, but then hears something stage left. Gunman enters.
Carol?
Kid. He's got. Oh God. Run!
Everybody run! She drops her things and takes off toward the gunman. But instead of focusing on past Caroline, the gunman turns and aims at Rachel again. Quick rumble, flicker, then.
Stop! What the fuck?
Present Caroline angrily storms on stage, directly headed toward the gunman.
No! You can't just. I'm right here. I'm right fucking here. Why are you shooting at her? You can't do that.
She pushes him, but he doesn't move, doesn't react. She tries to pull his arm and get him to aim at past Caroline instead. He won't budge.
Stop fucking! God! Move!
More pushing.
Move, I said!
She sinks to the floor.
I said move! Aim at me! I'm here, not Rachel. Why won't you? I need this to work and nothing is working. Please work. Not Rachel. Please.
Present Caroline softly sobs. Everyone else waits for her command.
I'm sorry.
They reset on their own this time. Present Caroline remains collapsed on the ground.
Well, could your mom take us?
She's got tennis. She can't.
Ugh,
Present Caroline realizes what's going on. She begins to say the lines with her past self.
Oh, but that tailgate sounds so fun.
Could one of your parents take us?
Maybe. They'll probably just complain about my grades if I try to ask them.
Past Caroline searches for a pencil in her locker, and Rachel hears a shout. She looks stage left. Present Caroline watches Rachel.
Dude, who is that kid?
Gunman enters.
That kid, why is he... Oh, God!
Gunman raises his arm, aiming at a student we cannot see.
What? Is he cute?
No, Caroline,
Past Caroline is gone. Only present Caroline remains.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Rage.
Present Caroline closes the locker door, and the sound of it is almost deafening. Reacting to the sound of the locker door closing, the gunman methodically changes direction and focuses his attention on Rachel. He points his arm towards Rachel. Rachel turns back towards present Caroline. A low rumble grows. They stay face to face as the lights flicker. For a second, it feels like it's only the two of them, eye to eye.
I'm sorry.
Gunshot. Blackout. It's been 15 minutes. Time to move on. It's been 15 minutes.
Can I just have 15 more minutes? I might.
That's not how time works. I have to start counting again. Everyone's already
forgotten.
Welcome to America. Land of One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right Their Wrongs by Wynne Elise Thomas. A high school English classroom. Maya sits at a table anxiously. She has notebooks and a laptop set up. Jimmy, with his arm in a sling, and Emily enter.
We're late.
Well, we got here before Lydia.
Did you hear from her? Is she coming?
Why would she?
Because she can take everything that happened to us and do something with it. We can write something that makes a difference in the world.
Yeah, we already heard your soapbox speech over the phone.
I don't know if this is up Lydia's alley.
Why wouldn't it be? She's in the Writers Club, isn't she?
Is it?
So, how are you guys?
Fine.
Never been better.
Jimmy.
What? Did you want the real answer?
Yeah, I do. That's how we're going to write something meaningful.
That's how we're going to make actual change.
Fine. Surgery was hard. Recovery is harder because I can't really move, which means I can't go to the places I love. Like your mom's house.
Jimmy, this is serious. Do you have any actual ideas?
No.
Tyler always had ideas.
Well, Tyler's not going to show up now, is he?
Are we writing an essay?
Maybe a play or a poem?
You think Republican senators can understand code?
True. But we have to write something, so let's start with an idea. We never thought it would happen here, but then it did. Shock people out of ignorance.
The thing is, I didn't think it could never happen here. I did the walkout in 8th grade and went to protests starting freshman year because I knew it could.
But you were surprised when it actually happened.
Yeah, but we're walking down a hall and we hear it and
then what happened? What did you see? He what?
Emily pushes away the memory.
I just thought, shit, today's the day. Like, it was inevitable. Which it practically is with current gun laws.
Lydia enters slowly, but the others haven't noticed yet.
And I just thought, thank God I don't have to take that math test. And I stand by that.
Let's drop the it can happen here and dig into policy, because it did happen here. And it can happen anywhere else in this country.
Okay, but We still don't have a story.
You could use me and Jimmy's experience. And use Tyler.
What about my brother? They turn and see her.
You think?
Does that mean you're less broken or more broken than we thought?
Jimmy.
You said you're using my brother.
That came out wrong. She didn't mean use him. She meant use his story. For the piece.
Huh. She sits down and fidgets with a zipper on her jacket. The others look at her, then at each other.
Do you have any ideas, Lydia?
Lydia doesn't say anything.
Okay.
I don't think an essay is enough to get people to listen. People write essays on gun violence every day, and look where we are.
But ours is gonna be different.
What about a song? That would be different.
The medium isn't what's going to set us apart. It's the fact that our story will be real. We have the power to write something real because we're the ones that actually went through it.
Are you sure you're okay, Lydia?
You never asked if I was okay.
Are you?
Lydia doesn't answer. She keeps playing with her zipper.
Let's go back to the poem idea. Let's see. Roses are red. I was almost dead. I may have been shot, but I'm still in.
Jimmy!
What?
Stop making a joke out of this.
What else do you want me to do?
Be real.
This is real. You want to join hands and sing Kumbaya and cry? Fine, but count me out.
That's
Also,
not.
you've got a stupid cliche story.
That's not funny.
Did it sound like I was trying to be funny?
Well.
Everyone copes in a different way, Maya.
How about we just make sure this never happens again? So nobody else has to cope with this kind of thing ever again.
Exactly. Maybe. Okay, wait. Remember that musical we saw once? About the kids in the school shooting?
Yeah, it was horrible.
Well, maybe it was horrible because it wasn't written by people who knew what they were talking about. We know what we're talking about.
No, it was horrible because it focused on the shooter.
Well, that was a unique take. It was trying to get a different perspective, but
No, it wasn't. Every article and news story and tweet and church has the thoughts and prayers and forgive the shooter bullshit. It's ridiculous. In real life, nobody forgives the shooter.
I forgive him.
What?
She speaks.
What do you mean you forgive the shooter?
I mean, I forgive him.
Because of your Christian leadership?
No, because it's easier than actually making change.
You think it's easy?
It means you get to just be okay with everything that happened. You don't have to do anything about it.
Write that.
You can go ahead and be okay with it, but I'm not going to.
You think I'm okay with my brother being dead?
That's not what I said.
It's what you meant.
Lydia.
I didn't forgive Jack because it's easy. I did it because it feels really good.
Huh?
Like I couldn't stop him, but I can be better than him.
That won't stop it from happening again.
Well, what will? Talking about how kids were shot and killed? Everybody talks about the school shootings every time. We did before we were the kids. Do you know how many people died in Parkland?
I don't know, like
17. Nothing changed when 17 people died in Parkland. So why would it when only 3 kids die here? It doesn't really matter, does it?
We have to keep trying. We put enough pressure on Congress and they have to make a change.
Did you guys read the articles? The ones about us? You shouldn't.
I read them.
Did you see the one where they mentioned Tyler had just gotten back from a suspension? What? It wasn't a big news outlet. You couldn't cite it in English class, but it was there. Maybe if they can see I'm good, if I'm so fucking good, I can forgive the man that killed my brother, I'll be worth listening to. Because they don't care about Tyler because he got suspended. If I'm just a good enough person, they'll want to save me, right?
Were the first graders at Sandy Hook not good enough people?
That's not funny, Jimmy.
It wasn't a joke.
He's right. They aren't going to listen. So I forgive Jack.
Don't say his name.
You sat next to him in freshman chemistry. You know his name.
Don't give him the notoriety.
Do you think not saying his name is going to make any of us forget what he did?
He doesn't deserve the recognition.
Since when did all of this become about what anyone deserves?
Exactly. I don't forgive Jack because he deserves it. I forgive him because it's really, really hard. So it feels really good to do it. Being angry isn't going to do anything but hurt me.
Write that down.
No.
What do you mean? We finally have something.
Maya, chill the fuck out.
Stop being a dick, Jimmy. She's actually trying to do something here.
Yeah, and it's annoying.
Because you haven't done anything?
I did something. I became your fucking martyr. You're fucking welcome.
You're not dead. And you aren't doing shit to help the people who are.
Writing isn't going to bring them back.
It might not, but
Take 2 seconds to breathe.
But nothing happened to me! I'm totally fine! You got shot! And you saw it all happen! And you, Tyler! So you're all survivors! And I'm just someone who hid in that fucking corner! So I have to do something! I have to write something!
No, you don't. But it's not going to undo anything.
No, Maya's right. If we tell our story to politicians or voters or foundations, they have to listen. They're going to listen.
Do you actually think you can talk about what happened, Emily? Have you even let yourself remember it?
But everything happens for a reason. Maybe our reason is so we can get something done.
Maya.
Isn't that what the church says about it, Lydia?
That's stupid. I'm not good enough of a person to be God's vessel for getting shit done. It didn't happen so we could do something. It happened because nobody did anything to stop it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter anymore. What matters is what we do next.
We don't owe the world that. They owed us safety. They owed Tyler safety.
We can't. I can't just do nothing.
Nothing's okay.
But
You can put the pencil down, Maya.
Maya holds onto the pencil for dear life. Welcome to America, where every 15 minutes, well, you should know by now. We've spent 90 minutes together. You do the math.
We've tried statistics.
we've tried stories,
dreams, and nightmares.
When are we going to wake up?
When will it be
enough?
Look at the person beside you.
There's a 58% chance that they or someone they care about will be impacted by gun violence in their lifetime.
More likely than not.
Look at the person beside you.
How many more 15 minutes before tragedy touches their life?
How many more 15 minutes before tragedy touches yours?
You know the statistics.
You've heard the stories.
But have you taken the time? Have you been brave enough?
Have you been strong enough?
To feel?
Deontay R.
Shania
Story.
Thomas.
Isaiah Keon
Tyvon
Chestnut.
Favors.
Joshua
Jamiah
Price.
Campbell.
Caden Barrett.
No.
Corey Smith.
Simeon
Simeon Joseph.
Juju
Sincere
Rayner.
Cole. Enough. Jackson,
David, Bernard Bush, Scott Thomas, enough! Brian Thompson, enough! Desmond Canada, enough! Jaden Sanderson, enough! Juan J. Lawford,
1 minute. 2 minutes. 3 minutes. 4 minutes. 5 minutes. 6 minutes. 7 minutes. 8 minutes. 9 minutes. 10 minutes. 11 minutes. 12 minutes. 13 minutes. 14 minutes. 15 minutes.